Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I forgot to put my light on. I just realised. There we go. Hopefully that's a bit better. Good morning, I'm Leanne Peters and I'm here to pull some cards and to share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 8th of September through to Sunday the 14th of September 2025. So I do trust that this video finds you well and that things are in good flow for you. I want to start by welcoming my Temple of Balance patrons for September, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through Temple of Balance or through my website or through Harmony on High Street, our gallery in Tasmania. I thank you very much for your support. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday, the 8th of September, and the time it's 8:48 a.m. So I'm going to be doing this reading a little differently because I have I haven't literally broken a bone, but I've got a shoulder impingement at the moment, so I can't move this arm except for my hand down here. So I'm going to be doing something a bit different. I'm not laying out the cards. I'm going to be shuffling the cards, and I'm just going to pull cards off the top of the deck. If we have a featured card as we go, I'm going to honour that as we go, and then I'm going to continue to pull for the week ahead. So I'm pulling, I'm just saying so you get it, but I'm also going to be holding this intention when I shuffle. I'm going to be pulling one card for every day during this particular reading, and any featured cards I'm going to honour as I go and then continue with the week. So that's my plan for the reading today. So if you're new to watching, I welcome you. I do trust that you find this video helpful. I do recommend that you take on board what feels right and what resonates and what fits into your life easily at this time, and let the rest go. And let's see what comes up and what we need to know for today, for this week actually. So I'm looking for the best cards, one card for each day for this particular reading, for Monday the 8th of September through till Sunday the 14th of September 2025. And I'm going to be drawing straight from the top of the deck. I'm not laying out a spread this particular week, hopefully only, hopefully just this week. Good morning, Jeannie and Ria, welcome. Hi, Lisa, and Shell is here too. Yoli, welcome. So the best cards for the majority of us for this week, the 8th to the 14th of September 2025, are these. So we're going straight off the top. Carrie, good morning. This is our card for Monday, the 8th of September. I'm going to be putting that down and using my left hand. So, Monday, the 8th of September, we're starting with a featured card, right? I already got the plan. So this is a featured card. It has further instructions here, which say to trust your instincts, fan out the deck, and pull a card, an extra card for Monday. So I'm going to fan out the deck, and I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going with this card, which is Animal Kingdom, and we have the Tiger Shark. So these are for Monday, and just bear with me, be a bit patient with me in this video because I am not as mobile as usual. So Monday the 8th of September, we have Medicine Pouch and the Tiger Shark. They've come up together for a reason. So let's look at them separately first, and then we'll look at their relationship together. This is card 54, the Medicine Pouch. It says resources, gather, knowledge, and collect. This tends to be about, well, resources, but when I think of resources, I'm thinking about our finances. So finances, it could be raw materials, things we're gathering. It could even be knowledge, can also be seen as a resource. So this card's very much about collecting these resources, gathering the resources. So this is a time to gather, it's a time to save. It's not necessarily a time to spend, if that makes sense. So what can we gather? Especially, we might even be looking at our budget. We might be looking at our expenses versus our income, and really looking at where we can tighten things up so we can allow more of our resources to be around us rather than sort of going through a sieve in our life. So if you feel like your resources aren't working for you, then it feels like Monday is a supportive day to look at that at the very least and perhaps take some action. And it comes up with the Tiger Shark card 20. And the Tiger Shark says to open your heart. So there's a vulnerability feeling in this card. So there's an exposed, vulnerable feeling. We might even be confronted, or something might be exposed that might be hidden, or something that we didn't know about that could be revealed. So it's like something sensitive potentially being revealed. The Tiger Shark's also reminding us to trust our instincts as we move forward. So especially in regards to our featured card, let's stay open. Let's stay open and honest about the state of our resources, especially our finances, and let's trust our instincts with what we need to do, and how proactive, or what proactive steps do we need to take to get back in charge of our resources, or especially our finances. How can we look at gathering or saving our finances perhaps a little bit more, a bit better than we have been recently. So I'm going to pop those cards down there. That's for Monday, the 8th of September. Now I'm just going straight off the top for this week only. And this is our card for Tuesday, the 9th of September. It is an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it is the Honeybee for Tuesday, the 9th. This is card 32, and it says a short break. So some of us may need a short break, perhaps especially on Tuesday, or maybe at this time we're looking at how we can fit a break or a holiday or some break from the everyday into our schedule moving forward. This card's also about efficiency and looking at the most efficient way of doing things, or the most efficient path. So efficiency also comes up with the Honeybee. So that's that for Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday the 10th of September, we have a Speed of Light Oracle, which is, it's Chakra Activate. So this is an uplifting energy for Wednesday the 10th. It is card 7, and it says upgrade, new level, initiation, and celebrate. So this is a cause for celebration. There's an upgrade feeling. There's things moving to the next level potentially for us around Wednesday. It could also mean that Wednesdays may be more of an uplifting day. Maybe we're getting our pep back. Maybe we're feeling revived again. Maybe there is something to celebrate that potentially happens on Wednesday. Also, it shows that some of the heavier energy that we've been dealing with, perhaps around things like finances, maybe about things like being overwhelmed or pressured in our life. These things may potentially, at least we get a break from them, but may potentially uplift around Wednesday. So that's a really good card to get, and it shows that we are ready to take things to the next level. So now we need to put our money where our mouth is, as they say. So let's not just talk about it. Let's look at how we can take the steps that are required to upgrade our life. Talk is cheap. Talk is easy. So if we're talking about it and we feel like there's energy backing that, let's take some steps to put our ideas and what we're saying into reality, into action. Okay, that's Wednesday. Now Thursday, the 11th of September. Welcome, Annette and everybody. I'm not doing personal readings here on my videos, but I do trust you've been led here for a reason, and that something shared supports you. This is for Thursday, the 11th of September. Animal Kingdom Oracle. We've got a double whammy of celebration. This is card 6, the Dolphin, and it literally says a time to celebrate. So we've got 2 celebration cards. I think there might only be 2 in the whole deck of 110 cards, and they've come up side by side. I can't remember this happening before. So we've got Wednesday, Thursday together, locked in around celebration. So some cause for celebration. There's a breaching here, breaching of the waters. There's fireworks going off. There's something to celebrate. It could be a personal thing. In fact, it probably is. It could be a personal achievement or a personal sense of accomplishment. It could be some acknowledgement from an external source or an external person, which feels good and perhaps elevates us to a degree. So It could be a birthday as well, or some actual formal celebration that's taking place around Wednesday and Thursday. So very nice. Okay, Friday the 12th of September. We have Animal Kingdom Oracle card, something. Ah, well, this is funny. This is card 44, the Rainbow Serpent. And it says, take it to the next level. So we've just come off, so Chakra Activate here for Wednesday says, new level, upgrade, celebration. The Dolphin says it's a time to celebrate. The Rainbow Serpent is about springboarding ourselves to the next level. So again, we've got another uplifting card. So celebration to me, I think of like a dolphin breaching the waters. I feel like fireworks going off. So there's an element of rise. There's a rise, an uplift, a rise or an uplifting energy. So we've got this now trailing through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, very specific as we move through. So this is bundling all these days together as uplifting, potentially, rising up, taking our life to the next level, taking things in our life to the next level, taking ourselves to the next level, which doesn't mean that it doesn't mean it's necessarily comfortable, because taking ourselves to the next level, especially if it's personal, forces us to step out of our comfort zone, forces us to face our fear and overcome things. So part of this new level is potentially overcoming problems that we've been facing at this time, having a shift of attitude towards something. Instead of seeing the glass half empty, we may look and shift our attitude and see the glass half full. They're the same things, but the attitude is different. So there is more of an uplifting attitude potentially coming through, and something that propels us to step up, to take things further, to take things to the next level. And that may mean stepping out of our comfort zone, confronting our issues and breaking through them, really. But the breakthrough feels more like an uplift in these particular cards. So this is about springboarding ourselves to the next level and making sure it's centered around our heart. So what do we need? What do we want in our heart? What feels right? What aligns with our truth? And then how can we like springboard, like something coiled up that springs forth? How can we spring that up to the next level? So very exciting. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is Saturday now, Saturday the 13th of September, Speed of Light Oracle. And it is this. It's the Buffalo Woman. She's card 4. And it says talents, gifts, skills, and recognition. So this feels more anchoring. See, we've got this totem pole here, like a wizard staff, and there's an elevation feeling here, but now it feels like anchored down into the ground, almost like there might be an elevated energy that we might feel around the middle to the later in this working week. We might feel elevated. We might be like dreaming about things, figuring out how to bring an idea into form. And then around Saturday, there's just like this feeling that it locks down into the earth. So there's something potentially manifests, or we may be able to figure out more practically how we can bring this energy into our life, especially if it's hovering around in the ideas or we're talking about it. How can we bring it down into our life, bring it down to the ground, down into our physical reality? So it's like we're taking hold, we're taking grip of the potential upgrade, and we're locking it down into the ground. Now this card is very much focused around our hobbies, our gifts, our skills, the things that we've learned and experienced through our life, but also the things that we really enjoy doing. Sometimes it's not the same thing as the skills that we have acquired, but at least we're sound in those skills. So I guess the skills that we've learned through our life, if we're an accountant, for example, it might not be the most fun job to do, but we know our numbers. So we have our experience in that. So we can use that experience to then take our life to the next level, to really anchor those thoughts and ideas and plans into our life itself, like almost plugging in, but plugging into the earth, plugging it down. And there's a sense of orientation, because as we take hold of our totem pole, this wooden symbol, and we plug it down into the ground, it's like we're now giving ourselves almost like setting a flag into the ground. We're giving ourselves like a point of navigation, a point to center things around, a way to navigate from that particular point. So it feels like it's quite symbolic on a very physical level in regards to bringing things down into our physical life. There's a sense of recognition too with this card, and it's most likely a recognition that we have for what we have achieved or what we have accomplished or where we find ourselves in our life. I personally don't like to sit around waiting for other people to recognise the job that I've done. I need to recognise that job for myself, and if I happen to get a random recognition for that, then because I'm not expecting it, that can be a pleasant surprise. So I like to acknowledge and be aware of what I'm putting in and making sure that that's 100% aligned with what I want to be putting in, if that makes sense. So that's for Saturday. Now Sunday, this is Sunday the 14th, another Speed of Light Oracle, and it is Harmony. We had Harmony last week. This is card 43, and it says sound, tuned in, expression, and music and song. So this is about finding our harmony, finding our balance. There is a strong alignment energy with this card. So alignment is kind of the same or very similar to balance and harmony, but for me alignment feels very vertical. So it sort of aligns with our spine, with a tree, we could even say with this sort of totem pole I just talked about. So it's like aligning with that, bringing ourselves into alignment with things. So we could look at our mind, our body, our emotions, also our spirituality. Are these things in alignment, or do we have our mind off on some tangent while our body feels like it's off track and things are out of whack within us? So this alignment is like tapping things, adjusting things, and bringing these parts of ourselves back together again in an alignment. So in an alignment with our spine and an alignment with the tree, that kind of thing. Also, I'd like to add in here our relationships, because our relationships, they reflect to us our issues, and hopefully they also reflect to us our better qualities. So relationships are testy. They're always testy. They're reflections of our own wounds and issues. So our relationships can also throw us out of alignment. Maybe we're focused on blaming someone for our misfortune, for example, and there might be perhaps good reason to do that, but that blame, that attitude, that externalizing is knocking us out of alignment. So there might be a way that we can find out how can we take some responsibility or self-responsibility for how we feel. So there might be a relationship thing that comes into this too. Music or song or sounds may also be supportive for us on Sunday. So this is harmony, balance, and an alignment, bringing things together within ourselves and our life. So that's that for the week. Thanks so much for joining me. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please interact. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment and share if you're inspired to. If you'd like to learn more about the cards I've used today, these are my cards I illustrated and created. I've got 2 decks combined. We've got the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards there and the Speed of Light Oracle cards here. So you can learn more about them on my website. If you want to learn more about the work I do here at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. So let's look for our best theme card. The theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead. So the best card for the theme for Monday the 8th through to Sunday the 14th of September 2024 is Let's go with this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. And it is... speak about upliftment. We have the Spirit Dragon. The Spirit Dragon is the cherry on the top. It is the most powerful card in the whole deck of cards. So we have 5 dragons, 5 elemental dragons, and the Spirit Dragon is the top of the dragons and the top of the deck. So this is the most heightened, powerful card in the entire deck. And this is our theme. So this is very powerful. Card 26. It says heightened energy. Surprise, surprise. So this is a really nice card. This influences every single card and thing that I've spoken about already in the reading. This amplifies it. This takes it already to the next level. And I know that at least 3 of these cards, as I spoke about, for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, are already uplifting, bring that rise energy. They also bring a celebratory energy too. These are all now amplified. So what I spoke about, let's take that to the next level. So everything I spoke about, next level with this particular card, because it influences and uplifts all of these cards around it, and it is the theme. So what does this mean? Heightened energy. Heightened energy. This is a great week to accomplish things, to do things, to put things into practice, to make changes, to work towards more abundance in our life, which is very interesting considering our very first card for Monday, the Medicine Pouch, talks about resources and finances. So this is very much about how can we bring more abundance into our life. So instead of feeling like our finances are slipping through our fingers, how can we look at making changes that can improve our financial situation and bring more abundance into our life. So abundance I see as, yes, sure, finances, but also good flow, when things are in good flow for us, when we're in good health, that's also a state of abundance. So getting into a state of better flow this week, feeling uplifted and elevated, absolutely. We might find some and maybe several causes for celebration this week as well. Taking our hobbies to the next level, amplified. Finding our alignment and our balance, also amplified. Also, we can look at this card, the Spirit Dragon, as a heightened time to connect spiritually. So doing our spiritual tools, our spiritual practices, and having really good and powerful connections with those is probably on the cards for this week. Also, we might feel our loved ones in spirit quite close by this week too. So they're probably coming in close. Let's feel them. Let's communicate with them if we want to and we're open to that. Or let's just feel their love and feel their support and remember the good times with our loved ones in spirit. So heightened energy. It feels like it could potentially be a very good week. So let's see what happens. And I trust yours is a great one. Thanks for connecting and watching today. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Take care of yourself, and goodbye for now.